Yeah, guys, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Those of you that are here for the first time, NerdFensive Radio. I think, did we ever call it NerdFensive Radio? Or was
No,
it just the NerdFensive podcast?
it was just NerdFensive podcast.
NerdFensive Radio is live. The NerdFensive podcast. We are back. We've got Kitten. Well, I gotta look at my screen here. We've got Kitten. We've got Skelly, and we've got Marksman. We decided to reboot this sucker because we used to do the podcast pretty consistently. It was fun, and it was mostly gaming focused, but we decided to shift it, and we're doing more of just general nerd stuff, right? Because NerdFensive, when we started, it was just all about being nerds and nerds together. So like everything that we enjoy. So it's gonna be a little bit of talking about probably comics, video games, obviously, wrestling. We're just gonna have fun with it and just talk about kind of what's going on and what we're into at the time. So tonight's topic is really gonna be I'm feeding back on someone. I think it's Rachel.
Probably me.
Yeah. Just move the mic a little bit closer to your face. There.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, that's way better.
Ugh.
Good audio is important. It's critical to the success of this podcast. The content doesn't matter. It's good audio. That's what matters. Good audio is paramount. Anyway, so we've been really into wrestling lately. Got back into it. Skelly has been a big wrestling fan for a long time. Rachel, right? You too, I guess, right? Like back pretty far.
Yeah.
I was when I was younger, and then I got out of it. And then the past couple years, really, I got back into it. Skelly and Rachel got me into it. Kitten. I guess we got to use our handles, our tags, right?
Okay.
I don't know. So we decided tonight that we're gonna focus a lot on what's going on in the WWE. In that sound clip. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the what's going on in the WWE and Rachel's just WWE. When you're just now asking for the request.
I was busy.
It's fine. I'm just saying I'm getting the request on my iPad for Rachel to view. Can you see the show notes, Skelly?
Fuck no.
I sent you the link.
Did you?
Jeez. Wow. Wow, guys.
We're prepared. We are prepared.
I'm in here with show notes, my
He's
drinks,
very-
my snacks,
very official.
all the production, and then these clowns show up.
Excuse me, clown.
These jokers show up.
Busy.
Show up. You could have clicked the link. A little linky link. Anyway.
Excuse me
All right,
for
Skelly,
having
go ahead.
49 missed text messages from you two going off on chat
We were-
while I'm
yeah, we-
working.
Where'd you put this link for the
In our group chat. God
Ah.
damn it.
what group chat?
Jesus. Oh my god. At least once you have this, it'll be persistent every week. Can I just send it directly to you? Is there a chat? Here we go.
The other one showed up. The last one we did.
Yeah, I'll,
NerdFensive show notes.
there you
NerdFensive.
go. I just clicked on our group chat for the first time, and there's a screenshot of Zaddy's middle finger to our Call of Duty party.
Did you not see that one?
No, I didn't
That's
see
from July.
I know. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Anyway, okay, cool. Everything just shifted awkwardly on the live, but what's up, Jeff and DK? Hello, everyone. Yeah, Jeff Hitchka, classic Skelly, and then Prostate Ninja, can't count on Skelly, LOL. But Missy says Kitten has too much to do for that, which is very true. She was very busy.
Wait, you can count on me to fuck shit up.
Yeah. All right. Well, go ahead and click that link, and we'll get these. Oh, there it is. There's your request. Share. There you go. Okay, we're all. I mean, not like the show notes are super in depth.
Hooray!
We're all here. We're all in the show notes now, guys. Everybody. Okay. So
Oh
anyway,
my God.
so tonight I want to kick off with a fun chat, fun segment, guys, for our first podcast back, and I want to ask each person, what is your favorite or go-to snack while gaming? Let's start. Rachel. All right, Skelly, you're not yet. Okay, Rachel, what's your favorite snack gaming?
I do like the pretzel bites, the honey mustard, and don't shake your head.
I
The
can't
honey
stand the smell of the
onion.
mustard.
They're great though. You haven't even tried them. They're good.
I don't know. It's honey mustard. which is weird because I'll eat certain honey mustard dips, but I don't know the sound of
I don't know,
mustard
pretzels in
pretzels.
general.
Just pretzels, yeah, pretzels are good.
Pretzels
You
in
don't put
general, I
mustard
do.
on your
too.
regular like soft pretzels we get at like
No.
the South area?
I don't always. No,
I'll put
I
mustard
don't.
on a hot dog sometimes, but that's.
But it's a sweet honey. It's a honey mustard. It's not regular
Yeah,
mustard, so
yeah.
it's different.
Yeah.
It's like a Dijon.
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 All right, Skelly, what about you? What's your go-to snack?
Lately, it's been the
Cheez-Its.
extra toasted Cheez-Its.
Extra toasty. Extra
The new
toasty
ones, the
Cheez-Its.
cheddar jack ones.
All right.
Mm.
All right.
And then yesterday, this has been, well, actually last week, Rice Krispie marshmallow candy bars.
Marshmallow candy bar?
Hell yeah.
How is that different than a Rice Krispie treat?
It's like a Rice Krispie treat, but a candy bar. It's got Rice Krispies in it. It's got the chocolate tastes like marshmallow. It's delicious.
Okay, Jeff says
Got
I need
him
to
at
turn you up a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. Well, my go-to snack. Gosh, I snack a lot while
Everything.
gaming. Yeah, I really do. My
Literally
go-to, my
everything.
go-to is Doritos though when I'm gaming, which is a terrible snack because the
No.
cheese gets all over the fingers.
Well, so are the pretzels.
Yeah.
I eat.
So, but what's funny about this, if you notice, all of us choose snacks for gaming that are crunchy.
Oh yeah.
So we're all
that's
crunching into the microphone while we're gaming. We're playing together. Yeah, Skelly,
I
you do.
usually like flip my mic up.
Yeah, we've
so
got
nobody
some
hears
friends
it.
that don't, and you just hear like this. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, chat, if you have any favorite go-to gaming snacks when you stream or play games, let us know. Let us know what you have. My
Has
go-to
the
gaming
blue
snack right now
Doritos?
is the Sus Bars by Gamer Sups.
I
It
hate
tastes
those
like
things.
healthy Star Crunch.
Star Crunch.
Anyway,
far
shameless plug.
superior.
I'm still not
No.
sponsored by them.
Where'd you get those?
Off the Gamer Subs website. I ordered them off gamersubs.gg, Skelly. I got them with my shipment of my new waifu cup and my new tub of GG Energy Dragon Fruit. Dragon Fruit Fruit Punch. My favorite flavor, guys. And if you use the code Marksman, that doesn't exist because they still haven't sponsored me in any way after 1.5 million views on TikTok. Gamer Subs. Geez, they're actually pretty good, though. They're relatively healthy for you, too. 100 calories per bar. Good protein while gaming. And it tastes like a Star Crunch. So, soft chocolate. There you go, Ghost. Ghost is my other one. Anyway, that I don't eat those. Blue Doritos. I love how you call them Blue Doritos. They're not Cool Ranch. They're Blue
No,
Doritos.
they're Blue
I love
Doritos.
that. Blue Doritos. Hashtag not a sponsor. Not yet. So Taz says Blue Doritos, Snickers with a red Fanta. Ooh, okay. All right. You got
Fanta.
Yeah, red Fanta.
You know what's better than
Fanta.
red Fanta? The fruit punch.
Fanta.
What?
Fanta.
Is it Fanta, Rachel? Are you
Yeah,
really correct?
that is what
The
it's
song is "Don't You Wanna Fanta Fanta." It's not "Don't You Wanna Fanta Fanta."
actually it is.
No, it's not. No.
Oh my god.
No, I disagree. Okay, you know what? We're googling this right now.
We're googling this right now.
It's Fanta.
Yo, this is about to be a thing. All right. Fanta.
Listen, I
commercial.
say plenty of things wrong, so I could be wrong,
You
but
say
I'm almost positive it's Fanta.
you say Mario. So. All right,
yeah,
let's-
well,
let's
I'm
see if this-
also
let's see if
from
this
New
works.
Jersey.
All right, watch together. This is a
It
new
is.
feature.
Even Google says it.
Oh shit. Okay, so this is is this working for you guys? The watch together thing? Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna look weird, but oh, here we go. I gotta skip an ad. It won't let me log into my YouTube account. Here we go.
I swear to God, if I'm right.
Let's see.
It is Fanta.
I was right.
But that's the Spanish
Fanta,
commercial.
Fanta.
What about the English version?
Because of the Spanish
commercial?
drink. It's always gonna be Fanta.
All right,
Fanta,
well,
Fanta, Fanta.
okay. Anyway, so it's Fanta. Prostate Ninja says Snyder's cheese, pretzels, and apple juice. Nice, nice.
Somebody
Okay.
clip that.
Cashews and of course, Jeff, you would be cashews and vitamin waters. Vitamin water does slap though. Oh, you're getting serious? If you're getting serious, Taz says Twisted Fritos and root beer or Sprite. Okay, all right, I like that one. Vitamin waters
If I'm
are
getting
pretty good.
serious, it's string cheese.
String cheese? Oh, Skelly's going beast mode. He's getting the string cheese out.
Oh, yeah, I get like 4 at a time with a bottle of water or a cup of water, and I just chill out.
I drink a lot of water when I stream. Like I have my gamer sups or ghost energy when I stream. But honestly, I drink a crap ton of water. I probably go through 6 of my water cups, and I'm peeing like crazy. Yeah. Fanta, yes, Jeff. Fanta.
Not often that I'm right,
okay,
guys. So somebody needs to clip that.
Favorite, you know what? First of all, it's going on the internet. It's already streamed. It's out there. Everybody's seen it. Your vitamin waters. What's your favorite vitamin water? Mine's been the orange one lately.
The vitamin C one. The Power C.
Power C.
Okay,
Power C is a good
Power
one.
Good. I like the XXL, the dragon fruit one.
Yeah, that one's good too. String cheese does
That
go
one's
hard.
good after you drink the night before and you have a hangover.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Does Skelly raw dog the whole cheese stick, or does he peel it? That's a good question. Do you raw dog the cheese stick, or do you peel it?
It depends on what I'm doing.
If
I'm in the middle of like a game of Fortnite or something like that where I'm paying attention, I'm raw dogging it. But if I'm like playing Diablo or something, I'm stringing it.
Stringing it or raw dogging it. I agree with you. Sometimes I'm just lazy and I don't want to peel the string cheese, so I do just raw dog it and just eat that thing like a meat stick, like a Slim Jim. What about you, Rachel? Do you peel it or raw dog it?
I peel it.
You peel it, okay.
I do peel it. I do. Little pieces. It's the satisfaction of just seeing it just like slowly.
Taz says his favorite vitamin water is the XXX vitamin water, which that's a great one. That's also Vin Diesel's movie. And Jeff says orange or lemonade. I haven't tried the lemonade one actually. I need to find that one. Okay, so did I say prostate ninjas? Missy says guilty pleasure is still Code Red. I had a Code Red for the first time in I don't know how long the other day, and it was as good as I remember. Then Prostate Ninja said Snyder's cheese pretzels and apple juice. I think I did say that. Apple juice is a good drink. I do enjoy a good apple juice.
Code Red was Halo 4 launch.
Wow, that's okay. That's pretty far back.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Double stuff for drinking.
Yes. Back when you used to get good stuff for eating Doritos and drinking Mountain Dew.
Now we just take the pictures of the back.
Yeah, don't even need to do. You don't even need to buy that stuff anymore. Jeff says he's a peeler. It tastes better when you peel.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It's a satisfaction thing, isn't it? It's like a mental satisfaction.
It's also a very
That's what's that motion.
It's bad. It's like for me, I think it very morbid. It's like peeling off the muscle.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I can't help it. Okay. I'm a terrible
Jeff's
human
over here
being.
like I'm peeling off the little cheese panties, and Rachel's over here like I'm peeling the skin off the cheese. Skin it.
Getting down to the muscle fibers. What the fuck?
Jeez, that's savage, Rachel. Taz,
I've been watching too much Attack on Titan.
So if you're eating string cheese, I'll bite it in cube portions. Fair enough. Yep. I do like some cube cheese. Cube cheese goes hard. I mean, we could go down a rabbit hole. This keeps spiraling because then we what's your favorite cheese and all that stuff, and it's nope. All right, so let's get into the meat of the subject tonight. Oxygen makes it taste better. It's scientifically true, Jeff says. Jeff, it wouldn't surprise me if that's a real science fact, knowing you.
Research.
All right, so those of you who like wrestling, you're going to love the rest of this podcast. Those of you that don't like wrestling, hopefully it'll be entertaining and you'll stick around. But WWE, it's been going crazy. We are in WrestleMania season, the road to WrestleMania. And last weekend, we had the Royal Rumble. We got Elimination Chamber coming up. But everything that's been going on right now is leading up to WrestleMania. And now, in the world of WWE, there's been some crazy stuff going on. It's we're not going to get into the whole Vince McMahon thing. If you want to look it up, you can look it up. It's disturbing. There's a lot of crap going on there. But as a result of that, Vince McMahon, literal crap going on. Vince McMahon has been removed from the company, so The Rock has now been announced, and this is before Vince left. But the big development is The Rock is now on the board for TKO, and he also, in that merger, gained full rights to The Rock name and trademark. So he's now seemingly coming into WWE as more of a creative almost. It seems that he's got some influence on things that are going on. Now, the big thing is Cody Rhodes. The past 2 years, they've been working on the Cody Rhodes storyline, right? Cody Rhodes, the son of Dusty Rhodes, the great champion, big legacy in the WWE, and everything's been pointing towards Cody winning the championship, completing the story of his father, and the legacy. And it's all been leading up to him supposedly going against Roman Reigns to take the title. Oh, The Rock coming in now. The Rock appeared. Didn't he actually appear during Cody's segment too? Like one night, like I think his first appearance back. Or something. I'm trying to remember.
The first night he just came out.
Okay, the first night he came out, and that's when he talked about going for the head of the table. And so now the whole thing's happening.
The booth, the bar, the head of the table. That thing had a lot of people go fucking nuts.
Dude, it's been crazy. Like The Rock's been stepping. He's kind of like a couple times he stepped back in during WWE events. And at first it was just, The Rock's making an appearance. But now, like one of the biggest bombs that dropped was, or should I sit at the head of the table, right? Go after Roman Reigns. And so now everything looks like it's pointing towards WrestleMania instead of Cody Rhodes, who just won the second Royal Rumble in a row for him. And he gets to challenge whichever belt he wants as a winner. Everybody wants him to go after Roman because that's going to finish the story, right? He's going after Roman Reigns, getting the title, the championship belt. But now everything looks like it's pointing to The Rock stepping in to fight Roman at WrestleMania, and people are upset. It was so bad last night on Raw that people were chanting Rocky sucks, Rocky, and it was like they actually censored it out of the broadcast later in the show because the chants were so hard. And people are pissed because they want to see Cody Rhodes complete the story. And one of the funny things I was telling Skelly about this earlier today, The Rock posted a video with Under Armour, right? That's one of his big sponsors. And he has a new collaboration that dropped today. The chat or the comments on it all the way down are just hashtag we want Cody on The Rock's Under Armour ad that dropped today. So I don't know. It's getting crazy. I think we still think it's a whole, it's all been planned, right? 2 years in the making. What do you think? What do you think, Skelly?
The issue is the fact with the Rumble. This is all has changed since because the way that it looked like it was supposed to go was CM Punk was supposed to win the Rumble.
Yeah.
And then he would have faced
Seth Rollins.
They have that feud, that real life, hatred towards each other, supposedly. But then when CM Punk got hurt during the Rumble, they actually had to call an audible and let CM Punk win.
Yeah. And before that, Rollins had an injury. So Rollins' knee has been questionable.
Well, Seth Rollins got hurt at the Rumble. Or no,
it was before. Yeah, it was right before because he wasn't in the Rumble at all. Yeah. So he got injured.
But that threw a monkey wrench in the plans to begin with, because Cody Rhodes never would have been in the WrestleMania picture if it wasn't for CM Punk getting injured.
Yes, yeah.
So now all of this is an audible.
Do you think though? Do you really think it's an audible?
I do. I think it's an audible, and with The Rock stepping in as on the board with TKO, and now that the TKO actually has somebody from the business, because they didn't before. They had no one from the wrestling business or industry on the board or in a position of power, and now they do. So The Rock, brings that, creative side to it. Like you said, he's going to bring that creative now. And I think it's all a work. It's all, part of the story. I think it's going to end up being, honestly, I do think it's going to be The Rock versus Roman at Mania.
Yeah.
Cody will have either something to do with it, or like involved in the road to WrestleMania there. But I think, he's going to end up facing CM Punk, and then The Rock or Roman and Cody will face it at SummerSlam.
Think so. So because the other side of it, okay, so a couple things. One, Taz is correct. The Rock, the first time The Rock came back was when Jinder Mahal was out doing his promo. That's when The Rock returned.
That's right.
Dropped the people's elbow on him and did all that.
Former champions going to make his return, and it was Jinder
Yes.
Mahal.
Yeah, it was Jinder Mahal. So you are correct, Taz. Thank you for that correction. But and then Taz also says that people want a full-time champion. So that's the one thing is that The Rock taking over the champion doesn't really make sense because he's not a full-time wrestler anymore. He makes his appearances at the live events and then every now and then on TV. But we've also got this storyline going too of CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. That whole feud that has gone on there. Now I know there was like some respect earned during Rumble because they were the last two, but I still think that again that's another line we could see as far as Cody going to. I think they can work this right. Like if they take Roman's title and give it to Cody, well he still earned it. They've completed that storyline. But then you've also got the CM Punk. If CM Punk somehow gets a title, and then Cody takes it from him, well then we've completed that storyline because of the relationship that Punk had with Dusty, Cody's father. So I think there's a lot of angles that they could spin to still give a lot of credibility to Cody winning a title. But I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this. I just know that right now social is blowing up with Cody Rhodes, and social media everywhere is hashtag we want Cody. It's on the Rock social. It's everywhere.
That's because of WWE though. Like even I know you saw a lot of people did see last night, people in the arena were saying that WWE personnel were handing out those pieces of paper that they printed that had hashtag we want Cody.
Yep.
So the WWE, that shows right there that WWE is going to push for Cody.
Yeah.
And I know it was The Rock that said that he likes Cody. And he doesn't want WWE to drop the ball like they did with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing back in the day. The WWE back then, because of stupid McMahon, he never listened to the fans.
Yeah,
it was always what he wanted. He was the head. He gave the fans what he wanted. And Daniel Bryan would have been bigger than he is now if they would have pushed him the right way.
Because Daniel Bryan ended up going to AEW, right? Yeah. And what is he? Is he Bryan Danielson or something over there?
Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon.
Yeah, the American Dragon, not the American Dream.
Right, and he didn't. He did win the titles in WWE, but he got buried most of it.
Yeah,
because they didn't push him the right way.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I remember even when I was watching a little bit back then how big Daniel Bryan was. I mean, he was everywhere.
I don't want Cody to end up like that because Cody, I think, is that guy. And this is, just my speculation and my opinion is if Cody ends up facing The Rock down the line, if let's say Rock beats Roman or something like that and Cody faces him for the title, the closest thing we have to like the people's champion in WWE right now would be Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
So that would be a match where Rock would go heel, Cody obviously face, and The Rock passed the torch down.
So I think too, like this is an interesting thing. I was talking about this earlier today with some people, is that The Rock, when he was big in WWE, like when his fame really took off, he turned heel because people didn't really take to The Rock when he was, when he was the face and he was trying to be a good guy. I don't remember who it was, but I watched a documentary and they were talking about that where The Rock was like, they said to me, I don't remember who the wrestler was, but he's like, if you want to survive in this industry, if you want to make it, you've got to turn heel. And Rock didn't want to, but Rock made that transition and that's when he took off, right? So Rock has always been, I'm out for number one. I'm out for The Rock. And so I think he's doing that again as he's come back into WWE, and he plays that part extremely well. So I think, like you said, this is all definitely a plan. So he's feeding stuff to, I think, lift Cody up even higher and really solidify him as probably the greatest, people's champion to take over. I don't know. What do you think, Rachel, about all this? Because I know you know about the old WWE and The Rock and that era. So like, what are your thoughts on kind of what they're doing or where they might be going with it?
So I honestly, the way that I see Cody Rhodes right now is I see him as the Hulk Hogan of this era, right? Because Hulk Hogan had this way of connecting with the audience that Cody has somehow been able to tap into, unlike any of these superstars recently.
Yeah.
You've got Dominic, who's got the boo, the booing side,
The
and
loudest boos
the
I've ever heard.
right. And you've got Roman with, for a while it was the Bloodline with, Jay and Jimmy Uso.
Mm-hmm.
That was getting the crowd popped, but there's nothing like hearing Cody's song pop up and the whoa
Yeah.
segment in his
Yeah.
song where people just go crazy over. I mean, you got that with Seth Rollins with his lead in music too, but not the way that
Yeah.
it works with Cody,
And I
right?
think because Cody still, right, he's got the legacy behind him as well.
Yes.
I mean, Dusty Rhodes was such a beloved wrestler that and Cody's not riding the legacy. Like Seth Rollins, I said during the promo the other night, like he respects him, or was it Punk? Because Cody really has made his career, right? He hasn't like just ridden on the coattails of his father. He could have, but he actually has gone out there and done some of the toughest fights and taken on the people. So he has really solidified and earned his place as this icon of this era. But there's still that legacy behind him for him not to, again, he's not riding it, but it definitely boosts it because people love to cheer for someone that's a legacy coming in, right? He's got the history. His father was a great wrestler, and now we got Cody, and so we're seeing like the second generation now of such a legendary. Well, third generation, yeah, because he had
Dusty.
Well, is Stardust considered a generation?
Oh God, can we not?
No,
Can we not?
It's Dusty and then Dustin, Gold Dust.
Yep, Gold Dust.
And Cody. So he's third gen. But Cody actually, when even when Dusty was working for WWE with OVW and then obviously NXT, Cody left.
Yeah.
But he could have stayed. And he left because he wanted to try to, reinvent himself because he was dashing Cody Rhodes with the porn stash and then Stardust. They weren't doing him justice. And he had that ability to be what he is now back then.
He kind of became a silly character then.
Yeah. And then he left and became himself and went over to Japan, came back Ring of Honor, TNA, all of that stuff, and back on the indies. And then with AEW, he pretty much showed that he had, it all along.
Yeah.
He came back and he did it on his own.
See, Taz has a good point here. So he's like, back then each wrestler had their own storyline, like down to the first match to the main event. And he says that I think their storylines are too close, like they're too intertwined, and it makes it seem like isn't a huge roster depth, which I agree. So this is something that Skelly and I were talking about earlier in text. That there is a lot right now. Okay, so look at the Roman situation, right? Like you said, we had a great storyline with the bloodline and that whole thing going on and the head of the table. But then then we started to bring in now Drew McIntyre is going for Roman's title. Randy Orton is going for Roman's title. Well, Randy Orton does have some credibility there because the bloodline they were the ones that knocked him out for a year and a half. So he wants his revenge. So I don't think Randy cares about the title. He just wants revenge on Roman. Yeah. But then you have these weird storylines like we were talking about Nakamura. I love Nakamura. Amazing wrestler. Super entertainer. But he's got this weird beef with Cody Rhodes out of nowhere. Like what? Like even last night they had a match with the bell and it's
the bull rope
match? The bull rope match. And it's just like, I don't understand where this beef with Nakamura came from.
They needed filler because Punk came in, him and Seth had legit beef. Same with Drew McIntyre had beef with Drew, so they needed to do something with Cody. So I think that was just something as a filler story, like to fill the gap between,
it just felt so out of nowhere, though, right? It's like that filler in a anime series. It's like, wait, what's going on right now? Are we having a music festival? Like, what does this have to do with anything? People are like, it's the end of the world, and we're singing.
He's in the ring, and then he came up on the screen, and he was like, "I said it for weeks. I'm coming for you." It's like,
and then during Christmas time, they had the whole the American Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
And they had Nakamura reading the storybook and everything. I mean, it was entertaining, but it was just kind of one of those things like, what? But you do have a lot of these wrestlers and a lot of these storylines that are just kind of so. And now here's the thing, because you had the whole issue where Vince was in control doing creative. He left the company. Triple H got to take over, and you really started to see the storylines clear up and straighten out, and really start to develop these interesting relationships. And then Vince came back that second time, and he tried to get involved again, and you started to see stuff get muddy again. So I think maybe what we're still seeing is some of the residual from Vince coming back and trying to take control, and Triple H and them are having to clear up the storylines. So maybe that's where some of that weirdness came in. But no, I mean, I agree. I think there are a lot of storylines that are too close together. Like the big one for me is Nakamura. I love him, but I'm always like, what?
They're so intertwined and like Taz said, they're so closely knitted together that they're not showing off their roster depth. We've seen it with AEW, just signing so many wrestlers, they bury people.
Yeah.
But you have people like the OC and AJ Styles. That could be an amazing story.
Yes.
If they told it the right way. We have Naomi back with that, and then she's going over to TNA for one more match. So they have the partnership there with TNA, where TNA has parts of the Bullet Club. Finn Balor, AJ Styles, the OC, they all came from the Bullet Club. Those stories could actually mean something. But they have Drew McIntyre in 14 different storylines.
Yeah, and he's his own worst enemy now. Yeah.
Seth Rollins is feuding with Cody, with CM Punk, with Drew McIntyre, and my baby mama. I mean, it's like freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, which I will say, I do like that they're starting to put some story to the women's side of things now. They brought back a lot of wrestlers, because once Vince left, a lot of the female wrestlers wanted to come back, and they're starting to develop those, right? Like Nia Jax is back, Liv is back, Rhea Ripley's still the top of the mountain. And now we're seeing a lot of people go for her. Bianca. So
Mommy's always on top.
Yeah. So I'm glad that we're starting to see some storylines develop there, because Becky Lynch and Nia Jax have that beef that they've got to settle. And so, because I think Becky just qualified for Elimination Chamber the other night. So now we're going to see that. So I like that, though. So I feel like under Trips, man, they're starting to clear up these storylines and get some stuff going on all fronts, right? Like there's a lot, like Taz said, there's a lot of stuff out there, and especially back in the day, they were very clear storylines. They were very clear, this is who was feuding with who. This was the heel. This was the face. This was why. And so I think we're starting to get back to that, right? It's not just Vince grabbing for money and trying to like throw names out there. Now it's like, okay, let's develop a story. Let's give people something to cheer for, someone to follow. And that's what they've done with Cody. They've really put him at that point where he is someone that people cheer for. I mean, like Rachel said, the crowd goes crazy. It's, as Sami Zayn, crowd goes crazy for him. Love Sami Zayn. Seth Rollins, huge response every time he comes out. Dom, beautiful heel. He is the most hated person I've ever seen, and it's beautiful. He plays it perfectly. But then Cody comes out, and it just hits differently. And you can see it on Cody's face. You can see when he comes out how genuinely appreciative he is of this moment, of this, something that he's built.
But like you said, he shows that emotion, and you can read it on his face. I don't know if I'm the only one out of us three that noticed it, but when you were watching Raw last night, and him and Seth were there, and they both stopped because the crowd wouldn't stop chanting "Rocky sucks."
Yeah.
It almost looked like Cody was sad.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that.
Like depressed, like he wanted to say something, but he knew he couldn't. Yeah. And he's playing that off so well.
Well, I mean, even what he posted on social last night, I sent it to you, because he has gone on social and he has like put it out there, kind of responding to the fans. But let me pull it up here. We've got this little tweet he put out. Are they still called tweets even though they're on X? I don't know. Where did I send it to you, Skelly? I sent it in the group chat, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Oh, where he was like, "I appreciate the passion. God
Yeah.
bless y'all." ... But
Yes. So like
me.
he's even gone out there, trying to continue to like to shift the focus where it needs to be.
You know what I would be excited about? It ends up twisting to Roman versus Cody for the title.
Mhm.
And Drew he said it on Raw last night. We all know the outcome of Roman's matches. The bloodline gets involved. He wins.
Every time.
You end up with Cody versus Roman with The Rock as a special guest referee.
Interesting. Okay, that could be a fun take.
And he helps Roman lose.
But at the same time, when do you think
Cody win or Cody lose? He helps Roman win and says, "Yeah, that's my bloodline."
I don't know if Rock would do that. I don't know. That's a good take on though.
If they want to do a Rocky versus Cody match and they're building towards that, the Rock's
maybe.
So if he helps Roman win,
yeah. So okay. So to kind of what you were saying, this was the theory I had about The Rock doing something, right? Whether it's him taking the title from Roman, because again, we know he couldn't hold the title because he's not a regular on everything. But then again, neither is Roman. I mean, Roman fights 3 times a year. And so what I was thinking is that The Rock's going to do something, right? Whether it's taking the title, because his whole thing is just getting the bloodline head of the table title. That's all Rock cares about. Rock doesn't care about titles anymore. He just cares about Under Armour and his money and making Jungle Cruise. But which was a great movie. But I don't know. So maybe we'll be building up to something where we see Rock and Cody at Crown Jewel, because they were talking about, as from a business standpoint, Crown Jewel being where The Rock really should have like pushed for a Roman match, because that would have brought in the most money for WWE and for the names. It's after, I think it's in July. I think it's after Rumble. I mean, WrestleMania.
Oh yeah.
But maybe what we're going to see then is, because they're pushing Cody and building him up so much, Cody and them will settle things at WrestleMania. Maybe Rock gets the title. And then shortly after that, at Crown Jewel, the big event, the money event, that's where we see Cody take on Rock and get the title from him. Because again, Cody doesn't care about the head of the table stuff. So maybe that's what they do. So maybe you're right. Maybe it's Roman loses the title to Rock at WrestleMania. Big event. Everybody's upset. WWE Universe is fuming. That's just going to fuel publicity more and fuel it even more. Because I don't think, after 2 years of what they've been doing with Cody, I don't think the fans are going to lose faith or, fall back because he doesn't win at Mania, even though it's what everybody wants. I think casual fans, but that's fine. But it's not about the casual fans, right? They'll come back. They'll come back though when they say, "Oh, you know what? We saw what was happening. Rock and Cody, Crown Jewel, and now you've built Rock up even more as a heel because he took Cody's spotlight at WrestleMania, and now we see Crown Jewel, Rocky Roads is what I'm calling it." Right? Rock
Road.
and Cody Rhodes.
Oh my
Rocky
God,
Roads.
I hate you so much.
Rocky Roads.
I hate you so much.
Yep. So here's a question, because you brought up the business aspect of things. Who do they want as the champion in the face of the WWE going into the new Netflix contract?
Cody.
That's going to be one of the who they're going to have as.
It's not going to be Roman.
Well, they need to have someone transitioning into Netflix that people are going to want to follow.
I think it's going to be Cody. I really do think he's going to be the one that people are going to follow, because he's got such a strong following now, and it's just going to get stronger. Again, it's not going to be The Rock. I think The Rock is still going to be the face of it, as far as the entertainment side. So I think we're going to see Triple H step back a little bit as far as being on screen, right? He's going to kind of set into this role of the creative behind the scenes. And The Rock is going to be the face of the board, the face of the business, because he's just got that presence. And so I think that's what we'll see. So Rock is our new Vince McMahon, right? Because Vince was very involved in the ring a lot of times in his promos and stuff. So Rock is going to be the new cutting the promos. He's going to be the one talking to the people, telling them about what's going on with the business and all of that stuff. And I think Cody is going to be probably carry, or I mean, we've still got Seth Rollins out there too, right? Like maybe we'll see something develop. But I think they're going to finish the Cody story this year, and especially the speculation, him being the cover of WWE 2K24. He got his cover, so I don't know. I'm curious to see what they do. What do you think, Rach? Any thoughts? Any ideas?
I mean, he is the only fourth person ever in WWE history to win back-to-back Royal Rumbles.
Well, it's 26 years since the previous one.
Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, 98 was the last one that
was
got.
It Stone Cold? Oh,
Yeah, it was
the Texas
Stone Cold.
Rattlesnake.
Because Hogan was the first one, and then you had Shawn Michaels, and then Austin, and now Cody. So it's been quite a long time since someone's won back to back.
Speaking of history, okay, so I know this is the 40th WrestleMania, so it's 40 years. Hogan won the Royal Rumble 40 years ago, which gave him the shot at the title. Was this and that was the WrestleMania where Hogan fought Giant, right?
No, WrestleMania started before the Rumble ever started.
Did it? Okay, yeah. Okay.
Because the first Rumble was in, I want to say 88.
But was this the WrestleMania, though, where Hogan fought Andre the Giant, or was that earlier than that?
No, that was WrestleMania 1.
Okay, that was the first WrestleMania. Okay, sorry. That was...
So I thought yesterday was the anniversary of that fight?
Today.
No, I think it was yesterday.
Oh. Well, at the time of recording, it could have been today. Either way, this week.
We're live.
We're live.
Yeah, but when we put the recording up, we can put any date.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm interested to see where it's going. I hadn't been involved in wrestling for a long time. In the past couple of years, I got back into it. Skelly got me into it. Rachel got me into it. I actually didn't realize how deep into wrestling Rachel was until I started watching it again. I mean, I knew Skelly was into it. Like, you look at his screen. He's got the belts and everything. I mean, he is the champion over there. And his knowledge of like wrestling history is crazy, because like he was talking about that earlier. It's like, how can I remember exactly what happened and who with like the business stuff versus, he can't remember what he went to the kitchen for. And then Rachel over here, I didn't realize the depth of knowledge she had, even especially like old school wrestling, through the 90s. Like, the Taker era and all that stuff.
Daddy. But yeah, no, because I realized today, talking with some people, that he is he has the longest running, or had the longest running career in WWE. 30 years. 30 years before he retired. But he'd been wrestling for 33 years, so it only took him 3 years to get into WWE. That's crazy. Like, you knew you had something then.
Yeah, so that's another thing, and I don't know if we want to get into a deep discussion about that this time, but like, because unfortunately with the passing of Bray Wyatt, right, like, the Taker was that big, dark, mysterious, mystical figure, and they're trying to do it with Karrion Kross. Please just stop. Karrion Kross is a vampire. Like, I don't get any dark mysticism from him. And then again, Bray was really supposed to be that new figure. The passing of the torch was Bray Wyatt, and he was doing it so well. But now we don't have that, right? So, and it's not going to be Karrion Kross. I stand by this statement. I don't care how hard they push. Karrion Kross, I will never see him as an Undertaker, Bray Wyatt, Kane figure.
I just don't understand the whole Karrion Kross and then bringing in AOP and now having Paul Ellering as their freaking talking head. It's like, I haven't cared about Paul Ellering since the Legion of Doom in the early 90s. It's like, what the fuck?
Gosh, Legion of Doom. Oh my gosh.
When you're trying too hard.
Yeah. Literally.
That's
just, and really that might have honestly been a Vince thing. Who knows? I don't know.
But talking about history in WWE and 40 years of WrestleMania, are transition.
What a fantastic segue, Skelly. My God, that's beautiful.
Like, I'm so excited for the WrestleMania 40 years of WrestleMania showcase matches in WWE.
Yes. Sorry, Braun Strowman. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Milk said Braun Strowman.
Milk said Braun.
Braun
It's-
Strowman's coming back.
Is he coming back?
Yeah, he's in Saudi Arabia. He was in Saudi
Oh,
Arabia.
that's right.
Doing some press stuff and all that. Supposedly he's coming back.
Interesting. I like Braun Strowman, the monster of all monsters. But you know, we'll end on this before we fully segue. You know who is no longer involved in the WWE and looks like indefinitely won't be. This is also a good segue. Brock Lesnar, the Beast incarnate, has been removed from the WWE indefinitely. And so far as they removed him from the cover of the WWE 40th anniversary WrestleMania cover for the game.
On WWE Shop, they actually removed his stuff for a few days, and now it's back, but it's all on sale.
Ooh, clearance. Ooh, buddy's on clearance.
That's when you know it's over.
There are a few.
Get
Okay,
that
so
Walmart
Taz says
here.
there's a few things we don't have. We don't have a badass like Stone Cold. We don't have a high flyer like Jeff Hardy. We don't have a dirty player like Edge. Okay, so actually Rey Mysterio is still around. He's still doing some high flying stuff. And Dragon.
You got Ricochet.
Oh, Ricochet.
Ricochet is your high
I do
flyer.
love
Yeah,
Ricochet.
you can't forget about him.
Montez Ford even.
Montez
Ford's got some. He's got some acrobatics, man. He's impressive. I like Montez.
As much as I don't want to admit this, Paul Logan. Or Logan Paul, sorry.
Paul Logan. Hulk
No.
Logan. Can you smell the prime, brother?
As long as he's paying to be in the WWE, he'll be there.
I'm with you, Skelly. I didn't like Logan Paul for a long time. His podcast is actually somewhat interesting though. But the man can wrestle. He's an entertainer. I got to give it to him, especially that when he first did that match or that Rumble moment against Ricochet.
Yes.
Bro, I was like, this dude, like, yeah. So, and then Dragon Lee is another up and coming one too. And I think as a high flyer, we could see him do some good stuff. But as far as the dirty player, I don't know, Taz. Judgment Day is doing a pretty good job. Roman's just, I don't know. Roman's too, I don't know.
Roman doesn't do shit.
No,
Let's be real. It's Solo and Jimmy right now that are doing all of his fucking dirty work.
Yeah. And now, I do think though Judgment Day has done a fantastic job as far as being those dirty players.
And I do like what they're doing with trying to tie in like Truth and
oh my gosh,
JD McDonough. Like
JD. R-Truth has been one of the best things that they've brought back as far as entertainment value. When he came out during the women's Rumble match,
oh my god,
and he comes running into the ring past
there's all women
past the Viking Raiders. He's like, "Those are all women."
Tell me those are all women in there,
bro.
But the Truth has been. That's who Truth is in real life, though.
Yeah,
he's playing his, and I do hope. Like before we transition, just a quick hit. I hope to God that even if it's for like one day, they give Truth the title.
Just for one moment, yeah.
Like even if it's, he wins it randomly at a paper, and then the next night on Raw he defends it and loses it. Give that man the title.
It's got to be against Damian Priest, though.
Yeah,
it's got to be against Priest.
I mean, he's won titles in NW. Won titles when it was TNA. He's won titles all over the country, but WWE needs to give him that just because he is that entertainment factor that a lot of people are watching.
The Taz, I will say, as far as 20-foot ladders and no gravity, no, there is nobody like that, like the Hardys, right back in the day.
Not
like,
yeah.
Though Edge did a number on Finn back in the
bro, I'm
in that
so
cage
sad
match,
though
man.
that Edge went over to AEW.
Yeah, they're burying him. They buried him so hard. They're not
Poor
pushing
Edge.
him at all. It's sad.
Well, I mean, I kind of almost feel like he's getting to that point where he is trying to phase himself out, right?
Well,
like
I think he's at the point now where he's done the championships, just like an actor or a director. They've done the blockbusters, they've won the Emmys. They've done everything. This is the passion project.
I'm disappointed because I wanted to see Edge complete the story of dismantling Judgment Day.
Yeah, agreed.
That's where I was disappointed. Which is not to say he couldn't come back someday. People do come back from AEW. It's happened. Cody Rhodes.
Malachi Black.
Well,
yeah.
then again, since Vince is not there.
Maybe.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Wow, Milk goes, he's on the edge of his career.
Oh, God.
Edge.
Nice.
I mean,
nice, Milk.
Disconnect your internet.
Okay, so let's fully segue into the WWE 2K24 that's coming out. Like you said, Skelly, hyped about this one. Let's see if we can do this. Let's watch together, not Fanta. How do I go? Oh,
Fanta?
There we go. All right, so we're going to watch the WWE 2K24 trailer, and then we're going to talk about this a little bit because there's a lot of big changes. Big year, 40th anniversary for WrestleMania, so they're going all in. They're doing a bunch of stuff with this.
I hope they changed the mechanics because that last year was.
All right, let me start this over, and then we'll. How do I make it full screen? There we go. Expand video. Here we go. All right, here we go.
Remember this moment. How will it end? We decide. Go, go, go. Legacy. Go, go. Legacy. We've been knocked down before. Might as well leave it on the floor. We've been knocked down before. Go.
So there you go, WWE 2K24, and then the ending there, which I clicked off of, Muhammad Ali. So there you go, 2K24. Can I pause it? Stop. I just don't want to start another video. Hold on. It just restarted. Okay, cool. Sorry, we've never used that feature before, folks. We're learning new things tonight. So I apologize on the stream. It looked weird on the triple stack, but you almost didn't see Cena. Yeah, you almost didn't see him on the cover because it was originally this big, and now he's this big, and he replaced Brock Lesnar. Skelly didn't see Cena the first time. Actually, I had to circle it and send it to him to show him. But yeah, that's the trailer for 2K24. So a lot of big changes, right? Over 200 superstars. I mean, and you see a lot of classics in there. There's some great deep dives on YouTube where they break down the whole trailer and all the details. But what are you the most excited about? Let's start with Rachel. You saw the trailer. What do you think? Thoughts?
I've not played a wrestling game, and I can't tell you how long. So I don't know. I picked up the controller last year, and I was not a fan. I got very mad.
You did. That's right.
And so as long as they fix the actual like mechanics of the controls and the way that it like handles, we'll see. I'll try my hand in it again. I do like the backstage brawls and stuff that they're doing.
Was it you or was it the game?
It was the game.
We'll re-download 2K. We'll download 2K24, and for the next month we'll play that to
23.
They're 23, yeah, to get warmed up. So the backstage brawls. Okay, I love that you brought that up. One, I thought you'd be excited about the casket matches. I know.
Well, I mean, I thought they were in the games before.
They were not.
I didn't know that was a new.
Not in probably.
Again, I haven't played a wrestling
so that
match,
is a new addition.
Wrestling game. So
they brought that back. Like Scally said, I don't remember when the last time was that it was.
I think it was 07 or 08.
Listen, for me personally, the last game that I really played wrestling wise was WCW versus NWO on the N64. Still one of the greatest wrestling games of all time. I did play, what was it, SmackDown versus Raw a little bit. I think that was on PlayStation. Yeah. I played that a little bit, but not a ton. But yeah, the backstage brawls. So one cool thing I was looking at with that is they've added a lot more environmental stuff to it. And now they've showed, like, if you set up the trash cans, you can actually slam people down onto the trash cans. So there's a lot more interaction to give it, like, more depth to the backstage brawls. Now it doesn't feel like a little, like, mini game. It actually feels like an actual match. What about you, Skelly? Thoughts on the trailer? Exciting? What? Huh? What do you like?
Excited. To touch on backstage, I wish they would have created a new environment rather than just
the same one
last year's.
Yeah.
But we finally have backstage last year.
They might release new backstage scenes, during the season.
Yep.
So
I'm excited for a lot of the legends. Ravishing Rick Rude is going to be in the game.
Yep.
That was new back in the day. Bruce the Barber Beefcake. Hopefully we get to see Mr. Perfect. A lot of the guys that I watched when I was a kid, I can't wait to see in the game. And I don't have to create them as creator wrestlers now.
Yeah.
The ambulance matches, I'm kind of excited to see how those play. I just hope there's enough difference in the mechanics between ambulance matches and casket matches.
Yeah.
Kind of feel the same at the end.
A lot of button mashing.
Yep, a lot of button mashing to close the door or close the casket, that kind of thing. One thing that they really didn't touch on, but I think it was in one of the articles they released, where you can finish ambulance matches anywhere. If you start in the ring and you end up backstage, you can end the ambulance match backstage.
Interesting. Okay.
So you'll be able to, finish the match anywhere, which is good. I just hope they, fix a lot of the mechanics. There's a lot of things that I see with weapons being thrown, becoming issues in online multiplayer.
Yeah.
Just
everyone the lag.
Throwing weapons, and that's how it's going to end. That kind of thing. I hope there's limitations to it, but I'm very fucking excited.
Yeah, I feel like for me this one just feels more complete than last year's, because last year's was their first time on a new engine and everything too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like they switched over to a new engine and all that. And
they
I feel like
taken a year off, didn't they?
I don't remember because I didn't really play them before that. But it just feels like a more complete game, right? Like even looking at the character models, the updated, like that's one thing that was noted in a video I watched, how even Dom, right, got the updated look, right? He's got the Judgment Day look. Rhea Ripley's got multiple hairstyles. So they paid a lot more attention to details, because I felt like that was one thing in last year's where I felt like there weren't as many costumes or variations of each wrestler as there should have been. And it looks like they've done work on that this year. Because last year, you were really leaning on the creator wrestlers and the custom ones that people made to make ones similar to the active wrestlers in the roster.
Which the community is really good in those games.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some good ones.
The one thing I hope they do is, I don't know if you guys have an issue with it, but I do. When they have multiple versions of a wrestler, they have they're all individual. So when they had like Stone Cold, or Shawn Michaels, the original, then the 99 SummerSlam version or whatever the hell they had like the 4 different versions of them. If you win the title with one, that's the one. Shawn Michaels doesn't have the title if you pick another version.
Oh.
So I hope they switch it to where, if you highlight, a guy that they have multiple versions of, like Rhea Ripley or whatnot, they're the same character. You just change the outfit, change that.
Yeah. Because I mean, you could still do that with, even if they somehow tie stats to the generation that you're picking of that character. But like, one character. Yeah, that I definitely see, especially if you're someone that likes to play the story or go for the titles and stuff like that. That would be frustrating.
Yeah, because me and my friend Stefan, like, when we randomly want to play, we actually have characters that have titles, and we'll make exhibition matches for different titles and stuff. But if I want to be Stone Cold from 96, I can't be Stone Cold from 99 because he doesn't have that title.
Yeah. Well, I think overall, game looks good. I know they're going to be releasing more in the coming weeks, because it comes out March 5th as the early release, and then March 8th is the full release. One thing I'm curious. Well, I guess, like even wrestlers that go to other companies, they're still in the game. So like Edge will probably still be in the game.
Oh, Edge will be in the game.
Yeah, so Edge and all those guys. So I'm just curious to see how, I don't know. I'm curious to see the roster. Like you said, there's a lot of classics they're adding, over 200 wrestlers. Muhammad Ali interesting. I know they put him in the game because he was a guest referee for one of the WrestleManias. But I'd be interested to see if you can actually, I guess, wrestle with him. It looks like he's going to be an active wrestler. So, I mean, what are you going to drop an RKO with Muhammad Ali? Like,
Hell yeah.
I mean, that'll be interesting, right? Stone Cold Stunner. Ali smashes beers and just goes for it. I don't know. Hey, if you can do it, that's fun. So let's see what happens. I'm curious to what other guest referees they're going to add too, because that's the first one they've hinted at.
Well, you'll be able to be a guest referee with anyone.
Well, I'm saying if they add any other guest referees, because like Muhammad Ali is the first one they announced as far as someone from outside WWE, right? That was a guest referee. So I wonder if there's any from the history of WrestleMania that they might still add to the game as DLC, or if they just haven't announced yet. Curious to see what they do with that. But I like that they show Randy Orton as the guest referee and he RKOs.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I wonder if Solo will have his boots as an option in the. They've told him to put those dogs away. Yeah, put those dogs away. I'm getting tired of the Samoan Spike. I'll tell you that though. So Roman wins every time. Samoan Spike.
I don't get how that.
Yeah, me neither.
It's because it's so wrapped up, and he's probably got like a knife, and he's got a shank in it. Just that's what it is. Yeah, it's shanking. I'm shanking him. But yeah, so that's pretty much all the news for this week for wrestling. As I said, we're back. We're gonna try to do this. Probably, I don't know if we'll do it weekly. We'll see. We might do it weekly. There's a lot going on. It's not always gonna be about wrestling. It's gonna be about anything nerd related. So movies and comics and whatever we're into, games and stuff like that. If there's anything you guys would like for us to talk about on the stream, let us know. Send us messages. NerdFensive Instagram, NerdFensive on all socials. Let us know what you want to talk about. And thank you to everyone that was live tonight with us. All great input, great comments. Milk, I saw all of your great commentary in the background. Hall of Famer Drew Carey.
Yeah.
Okay, yo, out of nowhere. Boobas? Okay. Taz, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. But we're going to wrap it up there. So, first episode of, I don't even know what season this would be considered of NerdFensive, the NerdFensive podcast, but we're back. And yeah, cool. Thank you guys. Anybody got any closing statements, closing remarks? Just dancing? Okay. Oh, because Rachel played the toothless meme sound. So awesome. Well, until next time. Nope, that's my tagline on my streams. What did we have a sign off for NerdFensive?
Later, nerds.
Later, nerds. Yeah. Until next time. Later, nerds. This will be like a postscript. Be like, you know what? We had to come back to this and start recording again because you brought up a great point. Rachel didn't get to talk about this because Skelly kept talking.
Skelly.
So the Io Sky and Bailey feud. So I first of all, I love Io Sky. I think Io Sky is great, and the whole thing that they were doing with Asuka was the Kabuki Warriors, because they've got the three now from Japan Wrestling that are kind of took over Damage Control. And
yeah, there is no Damage Control essentially.
Not now.
No. Well, there hasn't since Dakota left, really.
Yeah,
I mean, because she left because she got injured, right?
Yeah, she was out for a little bit.
Yeah, and then ever since then, they kind of had to like figure out what to do with Bailey and Io. So that's when they introduced Asuka,
Which for the longest time,
which then pushed out Dakota.
yeah, because Bailey was like the strong, like she was Damage Control, right? She was in charge. They were all loyal to her, and it wasn't even like a loyalty thing. They were friends, right? They all worked together and they supported each other, and that's how Bailey really saw it, was that it was her friends. They were a group. They were Damage Control, and so Bailey wins the Rumble. Great match. I mean, Bailey had a great match. The last few in the Rumble, the women's part was really boring up until like about halfway.
Yeah.
And then it got really good. But yeah, so then on, what was it? It was the Raw after Rumble. Was it Raw or SmackDown?
Oh, the SmackDown after the
SmackDown.
Rumble when Bailey started speaking Japanese.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, everyone lost their
And
shit.
she was like, I know what you're saying.
Bro, when that dropped, woo. Yeah. That was so I think what they've done with Bailey's character, that was one of the hottest drops that they did. Cause the whole Kabuki Warriors, they were all there talking their smack, and Bailey just dropped straight Japanese on them.
The look on their face was like,
oh, look it up. Look up the video on social or YouTube. It's such a great promo. And then they attack. Wasn't just this last weekend? The last week too. They attacked Bailey, didn't they? Or was that where they attacked Bailey? So now what do we think's gonna happen there? What do you think we're gonna see?
obviously Bailey and Io Sky at WrestleMania, but I think they're probably going to have some sort of stipulation that the rest of Damage Control, can't be at the ring.
Who would be supporting Bailey? Obviously Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai comes back.
Yeah. Who else do you think we would see? Because I know, so for the women's, you've got Ripley, who's still, like we said earlier, Queen of the Hill. Liv's going after her title, it seems like.
Nia Jax.
Or Nia Jax?
Yep.
I thought Liv was talking about going after her title as well.
Oh, she said she wants revenge on Rhea, but I think they'll do a match at Elimination Chamber.
Do you think
Nia Jax for WrestleMania?
We could see Liv supporting Bailey? Because they had some history there.
Possibly, yeah.
But Liv's on...
Or Bianca.
I'm saying at Mania, though. Ooh, or Bianca.
Bianca.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. Bianca Belair.
That would be interesting.
Jade Cargill, Bianca.
Yeah.
They don't have a storyline going on with Bianca right now.
Because if Jade Cargill and Bianca team up to go after the tag titles and also have Bailey's back.
Maybe also because I just forgot they have Jade now, so they're playing Bianca with Jade storyline at least, so they teased at Rumble, so that might be a thing. But I would be kind of cool to see Bianca step up with Bailey because they had a long going feud for a while.
For a while, Damage Control was really just shitting on Bianca for a while. Yeah. That would be an interesting turn.
Back, maybe Naomi.
Yeah, because Naomi's back
Naomi.
now.
Yep. She would need to be partnered up with someone.
Yep.
I mean, so we've got three people. So we've got Dakota Kai, we got Io Sky, Asuka, and I can't remember the other one's name. She's the newer girl. What is her name?
Why am I fucking drawing a blank?
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh. But we've got those three that have kind of formed their own little faction now. So we'll probably see. Maybe it's because so with Jade.
Wow.
Yeah, Kyrie. That's right.
Why am I losing it?
So Bianca and Jade, they don't have history yet, really, do they? Because Jade's new. She was one of the drafts, wasn't she?
Jade came from AEW.
Okay, and the thing is, though, I know that there's not beef between them, but I know there was like this moment during the Rumble because Jade is this super strong, figure, power, just a powerhouse, and Bianca is as well. So maybe we'll probably see them. I could see the two of them siding with Bailey to take down Damage. I think that would be really entertaining. You have these two powerhouses, just pure strength. For the women's side, and then Bailey in her own right too is a powerhouse. I mean, she's so yeah. I think that could be the new angle we see going forward. Like I said earlier, they're actually doing some really good stuff with the women's wrestling, the women's titles. We've got some really good characters developing, good storylines.
Nia Jax and Becky Lynch. I'm interested in seeing that one.
And what's going on with Alexa Bliss?
She just had a kid.
Oh, okay. Fine. There you go.
Like a month and a half.
She just had a kid.
So she'll be back. She'll be back. We might see her make a comeback at Mania. I don't know if she'll fight or anything, but
there was a somebody that said that she is in the process of training to come back.
Yeah, so that would make sense if she makes a surprise appearance at Mania, just cuts a promo or something with someone. So one thing I did see online that I would be interested to see if this plays out. People are saying that they want to see Liv and Alexa team up and go that whole dark, twisted route because they could. Because Liv does that very well, and so does Alexa.
They kind of teased it when, didn't they? When Alexa was with Bray Wyatt.
Yes, with Bray. So what I could see, and I would like to see, would be Liv and Alexa teaming up and carrying on that dark, twisted.
It'd be interesting to see the female side going that route, because they haven't really had a female dark protagonist in a while.
Trying to replace Bray with another Karrion Kross again. Get him out of here, guys. Ridiculous. But that could be really cool. So maybe that's the route they take, right? You don't have Taker, Kane, or Bray anymore. So give Alexa Bliss and Liv the opportunity to create a tag team duo that's just that dark, twisted. And then they don't have to go the dark, mysterious route like Bray and Taker had. They could go that twisted, crazy route, like
Harley Quinn, cynical, that type of thing.
And even bring in, they could bring in Shotzi for stuff too, because Shotzi plays that part really well. So I think there's some fun stuff that they could do with that and give some depth and character to the women's side. Because again, like you said, we haven't really seen like a menacing force from the women's side in that dark respect. Because even like when Chyna was part of it, she wasn't dark and menacing. She was just a beast. She was a powerhouse, which I think we're seeing now with Bianca and Naomi. So I don't know. I'm curious to see. I would definitely love to see more Liv and teaming up.
Do you think that Finn would still stay with Judgment Day?
I think Judgment Day is going to get dismantled. I think they've been hinting at it.
It'd be interesting to see Finn in his demon side team up with Liv and Alexa.
I think we could see the demon come back now with the changes with Vince leaving fully. I think we could see new side, because I really do think this whole thing with R-Truth and JD, I think we're going to slowly see the breakdown of the Judgment Day over the next year. And so I think we're going to see a whole new storyline emerge there with Priest doing stuff, because then even you could have Ripley leaning into that solo dark side. Almost like a female version of, not Taker, I think more of like a Kane, I guess, and just like that presence, because then they could lean more into that.
I'd say more like Edge or Christian.
Yeah, okay,
type.
okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say a modern day version of the Ministry.
Yeah, exactly.
But then that would be a good team up too, because
the Brood, kind of.
Ripley with Liv and Alexa, even. Yeah, you could see some fun stuff, but I think Judgment Day is going to break down. Priest, I don't know. I like Priest. I like him as a character. I think he's done a great job. But I don't know. I don't know where they would go with that, because I do want to see more Finn. I feel like Finn is too underutilized now, especially for as great of a wrestler as he is and a personality. Like that dark persona. They've
definitely transferred, I guess, power, so to speak, to Damien, because it was Finn for a long time. And now it's transferred to Damien, and now Finn's really very much so on the back burner of a lot of things.
There has been a power struggle between Damien and Rhea. It's started, right? There was a couple weeks ago, he called out Rhea, like, why are you the one making all of the calls for Judgment Day and making our matches and that stuff? So we're starting to see that tension, because I still ultimately think we're going to see Dom have a redemption arc at some point in the next couple of years, and whether or not he carries on the Mysterio moniker, I don't know.
I think that's gonna happen over the next year or so, because I know Ray in an interview, I want to say when Dom first started, 2-3 years ago, he said that he'll relinquish the mask and take it off, but he wants Dom to take it.
Yeah, so I think, and that could be one of the greatest redemption arcs we've seen in wrestling, because Dom, like I said earlier, he's done such a great job of being the heel and being so hated. So if they do a good story for him, his redemption could be fantastic. It could be a great storyline. And then it'd be cool to see him take over the Mysterio persona.
Another thing that's got me interested, I don't know if you guys follow NXT.
I don't. Not much.
there's a they did a vignette in the middle of the paper randomly that was a Japanese proverb that said, "Man has three faces: one the world sees, one his family sees, and the real one no one sees, but reflects the evil he truly possesses." And they're teasing towards someone coming.
Interesting.
And nobody knows who it is, which, it's a Japanese proverb.
But this is for NXT?
Yeah. Well, don't know. It could.
Oh, gotcha.
Played it during NXT, during the pay-per-view, or it could be, and he could be coming to just WWE in general, and nobody knows where. But there's rumors that there's, I know you don't follow Japanese wrestling, but there's a guy, Kazuchika Okada, who's known as the Golden Boy. He's been one of the number one. He's been the top guy in New Japan Pro for years now, and he's a free agent after the 31st of January. And there's rumors that he might be coming to WWE.
Interesting.
So that's another thing I'm keeping an eye on, because I love those mystery things that no one knows what's going to happen next.
Gonna just start keeping up with NXT now. Bro, it's still so disappointing because they were doing such a good job with that whole character and storyline.
He had said that he was getting better, and
we just cut out for part of that.
We can barely hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, there was he's right before all that happened. He had a thing he said he was training, and he was almost ready to come back too.
Yeah. Sad. Definitely sad to lose Bray Wyatt there. Anyway, all right. Well, that's our interjection that we'll cut in the middle of that. Cool. Podcast's over. I'll just cut that part in before we get to I'll find a spot to put it in. I don't know. The editing, magic of editing.
No, at the very end. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
There's more.
One more thing.